Five, four, three, two, one.
Hello and welcome to BQ Prime. I'm Hiral Daria. Overall, if you see in terms of where markets are concerned, there is pressure that did started to build up in the second half of the trading session. If you see in terms of Nifty 50 as well, we managed to stay above the 18,000 mark. But now we've given up those gains and are below that 17,850 levels. To discuss in terms of what we should be watching out for and the stocks that have been movers and shakers in trade today from a technical and a derivative perspective, joining us on the show is Chandan Taparia, technical and derivative research from Motilal Oswal. Chandan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Viral. Thank you so much for having me.
Chandan, my first question coming to you is, let's pick up in terms of Nifty 50 firstly. Overall, we did stay above the 18,000 mark. 18,004 is the highest that we've hit in today's session. And now we've seen cuts coming in already. We are below the trend, negative line. What is the chart indicating?
Hiral, we have seen some correction of around 300 points from recent high of nearly 18,134 marks, which we made on the last Thursday. The good part is that we witnessed some recovery from the lower levels. Market witnessed good movement from the budget low, but the concern is that now follow-up is missing. Even after surpassing 50-day exponential moving average, it again slipped below the same and holding below 18,000 marks. So we believe that market got stuck in a range. Call writers are visible at high levels, and because of that, upside is being restricted. But at the same time, we have multiple support. So I'll give major weightage to 17,777 marks. If that level is broken, then I feel that market has potential to go down to 17,650 and 17,500 zone. So 17,777, if it broken, then market will surrender its positive momentum and recovery mood and will give the bear grip to a 17,500. On upside, 18,035 could act as a hurdle. So for any kind of positions, one need to keep these two levels in mind. And as the way market is slightly falling down, volatility is not cooling down, indicates some sort of range bound or sluggishness of the market going forward.
Right. So from all of this that you've said, there is a lot of pressure that's coming in from banking names as well in today's session. Bank Nifty itself is down almost around 390 to 400 points as we speak, and that's what it's going to close at. And if you see the HDFC Twins, ICICI Bank, Kotak, these are the names which are putting pressure. What would you advise in terms of charts to do with the banking names?
Yeah, so here the Bank Nifty is slightly underperforming. In recent move, Nifty has surpassed the budget high and then drifted lower, but Bank Nifty failed to surpass budget high and took hurdle near to 42,000 and corrected by around 1,500 points from higher levels in last 3 days. So structure of the Bank Nifty is comparatively weak. 41,250 is the major hurdle. Till this down was 40,200 to 40,000 on the low or the short position in this index.
Right. And in terms of, apart from the index, if you have to look at individual stocks, what are charts indicating specifically with regards to the HDFC Twins?
Yeah, so when I talk about SDFC Twins, SDFC Bank has been moving in a broadening formations where supports are there, but multiple hurdles are also visible. So I believe that both the stocks earlier try to get the momentum, but follow-up is totally missing. First, if I talk about the SDFC Bank that got stuck in a range, in the last 3-4 days, we have seen correction from 1678 to 1635 level, but it has support near to 1600 zone. So it can drift to a 1600, but near to those levels, it can witness some buying. Now, if I talk about SDFC Limited, then here we have support near to 2600 level. So both the stocks, SDFC Twins, are witnessing some pressure. Some shorts are there, but again, downside is also being limited. So looking for some range-bound bias in SDFC Limited and SDFC Bank in the market.
Right. Moving on, another stock that's moving in trade today is all cargo logistics. In fact, last couple of days, in between, we've seen bouts of strength that have come in. From a fundamental perspective, you have Phillips Capital, which has upgraded the stock to a buy, and they've clearly indicated a target of around 444, and that the demerger is expected to create shareholder value. From a chart perspective, Chandan, what do you see in terms of all cargo logistics?
So recently we have seen a correction from 442 all the way to 327 in last 10, 13 days. But in last 2 days, we have seen good bottom formation. Today, the stock has recovered well. So some recovery could be seen even after being in the pressure. So I believe that 350 could act as a support. And once the stock has potential to head towards 385 to 390 zone.
Right. So that's with regards to all cargo logistics. Another two names, Chandan, coming in, which are actually from the same sector but seeing diverse moves, is a Cipla, which is down around 6% in trade. Whereas if you see a Divi's Laboratories, which is one of the top gainers as well. Overall, from both these counters, would you recommend any buys or, I mean, what are charts indicating and what's your view? Should an investor look to enter any of these stocks?
So I'll avoid pharma. Nifty Pharma Index is not performing. Only selective IT capital goods stocks are doing well. If I talk about the Nifty Pharma, that is continuously making lower top, lower bottom. And especially when I talk about Cipla, it has given a breakdown below 1010 level. So the weakness persists here. The stock can drip down towards 930, 920 zone. If you talk about Divi's Lab, stock have seen recovery, but overall structure is still in pressure. I remember on 3rd of the Feb, the stock witnessed sharp decline of more than 500 rupees from 3270 to 2800 zone. So after the decline, it has been witnessing some consolidation and some recovery, but overall bias could remain intact. So Cipla can be shorted, but overall I'll avoid to play the positive bias in any pharma name from the current market zone.
Right. Moving on in terms of the IT pack as well, if you see Nifty IT, that's the best performing sector in today's session. In terms of individual names as well, you have a Tech Mahindra, which is up around 1.5%. Do you see strength in terms of a Tech Mahindra? And secondly, if not a Tech Mahindra, any other stocks, where charts are representing some buying interest?
So Hiral, we have positive on the IT name, whether you talk about Tech Mahindra, persistence, or emphasis. So first, if I talk about Tech Mahindra, a good consolidation breakout as seen in the counter 3 days back, and now it is forming higher lows. So 1110 is the support. Still, we have potential to move towards 1180 to 1200. Persistence is one of the preferred name we like in the IT, which is continuously outperforming. It witnessed good recovery and now heading towards its lifetime high territory. So here we'll continue to remain long with support of 4950 and expecting it to go towards 5200 to 5250. So Tech Mahindra and persistence would be two counter in IT, where we may see some positive strength from the current zone as well.
Right, but in terms of a persistent system, if you go to see, it already hit a 52-week high in today's session as well. So overall, do you see that movement to continue from here on, or do you think there is some bit of resistance that can come in?
So stock is trading at lifetime high, so there is no resistance nearby technically. So I believe this momentum could continue. If any decline happens, that will add better risk-reward ratio. But I'll continue to believe that 4950 to 4900 zone could provide a major support to extend this momentum. And I believe in this market, the stock which are having the relative strength are likely to perform. And the good part is when your Nifty is down by 100 points, such stocks are doing well, which clearly indicates resilience and the outperformance. So I think one can continue to be with the strength of the persistence and certain IT name in this market.
Right. So apart from that, as we're talking about IT, you spoke about persistent. Coforge as well as Mastek have also seen good strength in today's session, have performed well. What are charts indicating? Do you think a good buy for tomorrow's session as well from a trader's perspective?
Yeah, Coforge one can do because already we have seen good recovery from all the way to 4,000. Stock is doing well. It managed to surpass previous hurdle of 4250. So I believe that with support of 4250, stock has potential to go to 4450 to 4500 level. So after persistence and Tech Mahindra, third preferred name in the IT will be Coforge, looking at the current price structure.
Right. Moving on, another two stocks that I want to talk from a similar pack is Sonata Software as well as the Happiest Minds. If you see in terms of Sonata Software as well, in today's session, a good move is what we've seen. Similarly, in Happiest as well, what are charts indicating?
So if I talk about Sonata Software, the stock has really done well in this month, up by more than 20%, forming a rounding pattern on the monthly chart. On the weekly chart, it is continuously making higher tops, higher bottom. So good momentum in this mid-cap IT name, and I believe that this outperformance could continue. Those who are holding can continue to keep stop loss or trail stop loss of 700. We can see uptick to our 755 to 800 levels. When I talk about Happiest Mind, this stock also witnessed good recovery after a long time. Consolidation out of last 20 days visible. So with support of 865, 870, here also we can see 940 level. But if I compare FPS versus Sonata, then Sonata looks strong in terms of momentum, strength, and price action.
Right. Apart from this, from the cement pack, you had an Ultratech cement as well as a Shree cement. Both these counters actually hit a 52-week high in today's session. And if you see Ultratech cement, it's ended with gains of almost around 1.8%. Similar is the story with Shree cement as well. What would you advise an investor or trader to do?
So we have positive on cement name. In cement, we like Ultratech, followed by Sri and JK Cement. So if I talk about Sri Cement, one can continue to remain long positions. 70 to 50 is the support for 7700 level. JK Cement also will like, given a consolidation breakout above 2850 level. So with support of 2850, still momentum can be played for 2980 to 3000. If I talk about Sri Cement, a very nice consolidation breakout and positive price action is visible. Continuously making high rise high lows with support of 25, 400. We can see movement of more than 29,000. So JK Cement, Sri Cement, and Ultratech Cement would be the preferred cement name in this market to play the cement and the infra 3.
Right. And very lastly, Chandan, from tomorrow's perspective, seeing the way markets have been today, any recommendations that you would have?
So already you asked the counter which we like,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I'll add one more name, that is TVS Motor. We have selectively positive on the auto name, and TVS Motor is one of the strongest counter. So with support of 1105, one can play the move towards 1160, 1170. Apart from that, we have positive view on persistence. One can play the momentum to 52, 50 plus level. So TVS Motor and this cement name, including your counter, including JK Cement and Ultratech Cement, could be in focus. So I think these are the name. And if someone has to look at capital goods counter, then ABB and Siemens will be other names. So if you ask me few name in this market to play the contra bet or to play the strength even after the market decline, I'll go with the cement team, including your Ultratech, JK. I'll go with the capital goods, whether you talk about ABB or Siemens. I'll go with IT, Persistence, Coforce. So these are the name one need to keep in mind to trade for the day.
Right. Thank you so much, Chandan, for getting us your views as well and sharing those strategies that and viewer will be able to use in tomorrow's session as well. But overall, viewers, if you see in terms of markets, it's a second consecutive session of decline that we've seen in terms of Sensex as well as Nifty, and it has been a volatile ride as well because we opened pretty, soft, but we were trading in the positive. But second half of the trading session we've seen as a major decline that has actually come in. Sensex ended with over 200 points lower in today's session. And similarly, if you see in terms of Nifty as well, 95 to 100 points is the kind of decline that we've already seen. Stocks like Divi's Laboratories, Ultratech Cement, Tech Mahindra, Hindalco, and Power Grid, these were the top gainers in today's session, whereas Adani Enterprises was one of the top losers. Cipla, on the back of the US FDA inspection and 9 concerns that have been found, that counter was trading under pressure and ended lower as well. Britannia, BPCL, UPL, and SBI were the other top losers. In fact, there was a lot of pressure that was building up from Bank Nifty as well. And in fact, it was the banking counters that was pulling the Sensex lower. So you had the HDFC Twins, ICICI Bank, as well as Kotak Mahindra Bank, as well as RIL were the major drags in terms of today's market session. Overall, if you see in terms of the broader markets as well, we're trading marginally lower in today's session. You had the mid-cap index, which ended with cuts of almost around 0.1%, whereas the small-cap index ended with cuts of around 0.2%. Clearly, in terms of the sectors as well, majority of the sectors were on a declining trend. So the breadth from a sectoral perspective was pretty much skewed towards the declines. So all in all, yes, a weak day of trade is what we've seen in today's session. And as Chandan was also mentioning, 18,005 is the 18,035 is a crucial a resistance level that we need to be watching out for in terms of Nifty 50 in tomorrow's session as well. And there is some major risk on the downside. So it's best to trade with caution and be very selective in terms of stock picking. That's all that we have in today's session. That's all. Thanks for watching.